If you want to really break down Afro Man's case, Johnny Depp's case, like all of these cases are really good to look at and follow because it shows you like how hard it is. Like these people have money. But the thing about the Afro Man case, jury case, is they were doing their job. They're public servants. They were doing their job in clock when they did that. So that guy actually had a right to record those police officers. So,
because they got high. Because they got high.
But you know, like even like I say with Eminem, like he had the bully, like his childhood bully that came back and tried to take credit for his song that he made about him when grammar school or high school or whatever school they were in. But at time when they did that is they were able to see that they knew that it was facts and Eminem was putting it out there on his own experience and based off his own experience. So it was public knowledge. Police officers is they're doing a public service. They're doing their job, even though they didn't have a fucking case. They look stupid. Let's just put it like that, right? The police officers look stupid for trying to sue the guy.
I think that they wanted everything taken down. He had the song made with him down, actual videos back up.
Because they probably told him that he needed to take him down for a little bit, you know, because he wanted to make sure that the case was going to be legit. The case and the lawsuit, you know, like the same if you're going through family court, you want to take the videos down. You know, like I've been asked by that, you know, people that I've done stories on, they will tell me, you know, Veronica, can you take the videos down while I'm going through this court case? Or, you know, and I respect that. I'm not going to be like friend scam and fucking leave them up there.
Right.
and ruin somebody's court case. You called me tomorrow and said, hey, Veronica, can you take our videos down? I would be like, okay, let's take them down. Because they're not gonna, it's not gonna harm me, you know, make shit on fucking TikTok. I don't make shit.
Right.
I have a daytime job where I make my money. I don't do this for funds. But it says that the Afro case happened in August 2022. So 3.5 years ago is when it happened.
Crazy.
They raided his home with a search warrant related to kidnapping and drug trafficking investigation.
In the whole thing, it was funny. They said that he had kidnappings and they were being held in a basement, like a dungeon, but he didn't even have a basement on his house. He had a very small crawl space. Like he said in court, and I loved how he said it. Had they done their homework, had they actually done the research, it wouldn't be hard to pull up his house and to see, you know, how big his house is and what it's built with. And had they done the proper research, this would have never happened.
That's his own personal recording, so he did not take that in from anywhere. That's like if they came to my door and started banging on my door and then busted in, I could use that video or I could use the audio inside my house.
They cut his video.
And it's funny. Yeah, and it's just funny, like a little bit deeper with it, but like CPS, when CPS comes into your home, if you have a home surveillance camera and they're on it, that's not your fault. That's not your problem. They're on the clock. They're doing their job. If you choose to, if you've already had those cameras installed, they come in, and I actually recommend it, like what is being discussed. California has a lot of laws about recording. They're doing a public service. They are doing something and they're on the job. It's public knowledge what they're doing, then you could still use it. I did some investigation on it. And I'm going to go back to my own court case, and I've always put my story out there for you guys. Right. And I've always done what I tell you, what I can say and what I can't say. There's some stuff I will not release just to protect my son's father. But I will tell you this. Even though some people, and I caught lawyers saying this, I tell you in California, if you have recording laws and you have a feeling that something is going to hit the fan and it's going to hit the fan, you better start recording that crap. Because that's what got me out of my case. The cops did not do investigation, but I asked them to upload. I said, hey, unlock it and add the audio to my case. And that's what saved my ass. It didn't even get filed. It got all dismissed. It was a false restraining order that was a temporary order. And then they never filed charges against me.
That's weird.
Guys, yes, it says in my comments, Hardy state and record everything. Yes, they record everything all the time.
Record everything. And
Yeah.
going back to CPS coming in your home or the police, if you come into my home, this is my domicile. You are already giving permission into, this is my home.